Welcome to Live Without Limits, Reach Personal Success on a Daily Basis. Today's show is titled Igniting Your Inner Compass, dedicated to helping you rediscover your motivation and direction when you feel lost or uncertain. In today's session, we'll delve into the practical strategies and psychological insights that can empower you to reignite your passion and purpose even during challenging times. Today, we're going to explore the self motivation, especially during those moments when life's path seems shrouded in fog and the map to our goals feels like it's been misplaced. It's in these times of uncertainty that finding the spark to keep moving forward is both a challenge and a profound opportunity for growth. So let me share a story with you. There was a time in my own life when the future I had so carefully planned seemed to crumble right before my eyes. I had invested years into a career that I thought defined me, only to wake up one day feeling utterly lost. The passion that once fueled my morning had dwindled to a flicker. It was during this period of doubt that I realized the importance of self motivation. I had to dig deep to rediscover what truly mattered to me and to learn that sometimes being lost is just a prelude to a more authentic and fulfilling journey. So, as we move through today's discussion, let's remember that feeling uncertain isn't a sign of weakness, it's a signpost for change, inviting us to reassess our direction and to find new ways to motivate ourselves. So, let's embark on this journey together and light the way to a clearer and more motivated self. And remember, the career you start out with when you enter the workforce may not be the career that you actually mapped out for yourself as a young child because times change and situations change and needs change. So, understanding the feeling of being lost as I navigated through life, it's not uncommon to encounter crossroads that leave us feeling lost and directionless. These moments can be triggered by various events, a sudden job loss, an unexpected life transition, or even the realization that our daily routines have become unfulfilling. Sometimes it's the very pursuit of our dreams that can lead us into a thicket of uncertainty when the path we're on doesn't yield the results we anticipate. The emotional impact of these periods can be profound. Feeling of confusion, doubt, and frustration are natural responses when our sense of direction is challenged. It's important to, to recognize that these emotions are not only valid, but also a normal part of the human experience. They signal that it's time to pause and reassess. In these times, self compassion becomes a critical ally. It's easy to be hard on ourselves, to fall into the trap, self criticism with when things don't go as planned. However, it's essential to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a good friend. Remember, being lost does not reflect a failure on your part. Rather, it's a sign that you're evolving. And with that comes the need for new maps and new tools for navigation. Remember this, technology changes. And when technology changes, everything changes. How we do things changes. I can remember when I started into the seminar business, you went out and physically did a seminar. Then you had teleseminars where all you had to do was pick up the phone and start talking, and people attend and listen. Now it's a webinar where you get online, and just like I'm talking to you here, and you can see me. You're interacting. You've got Zoom, you've got Meeting. Meeting is actually founded by the same people who founded the teleseminar industry and company. So remember, technology changes, and as technology changes, you have to adapt and change as well. The power of self awareness, a key step to reclaiming your motivation is cultivating self awareness. It's about turning inward to understand your personal strengths, passions, and values. These are the beacons that can guide you back to a path that resonates with your true self. By recognizing what you excel at, what brings you joy, and what you stand for, you can begin to carve out a journey that is authentically yours. So let's take a moment for reflection and a reflective exercise. If you can, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Take a deep breath in. Hold it for a moment and then exhale slowly. Do this a few times until you feel a sense of calm. Now, with a pen and paper or a digital device, I want you to write down the answers to the following questions. What activities or tasks do you find yourself drawn to? Those that you look forward to, and those that track of time while doing it. Okay, so let's go back and say this again. Here's three things that I want you to do. What are the things that you look forward to? What are the tasks that you find yourself drawn to? And what tasks are you doing that while you're doing it, you lose track of time? Think back to moments in your life when you felt a sense of achievement. What skills were you leveraging during those times? What are the values that you hold dear, the principles that you wouldn't compromise on for anything? Now, let me also tell you this, that often the career you start in may not actually be the career you finish up in. I remember when I couldn't find gainful employment and my background in training was in psychotherapy. What I ended up doing was I knew that some of the things that I did as a child, where I got up in front of the room and gave a book report, that led me into becoming a professional speaker and trainer. And uh, I worked with companies where I used assessment profiles. And that's because my background was also in mental health, where you learn to use assessment profiles to determine behavioral styles. So it was only a natural movement for me. Now, because I have a disability, I didn't always have the same opportunities as everyone else in the workplace. Therefore, I had to learn to create my own opportunities. And because I lack a lot of mobility. I was an early adapter to the technology of building a business online, and now have moved into where my background was training and development. I take and create my own profiles, my own courses, and the technology of artificial intelligence. Cerebral palsy affects how the brain processes information, and often how I speak and my thought processes don't always are in alignment with each other. So I would tend to stumble over my words. Therefore, it became easier to create a speech or a lesson with the use of the artificial intelligence because it said it much more clearer in a way than I would say it based on how quickly the brain processes information. So understanding that helps you understand how to look at things like what are the values that you hold dear. And this all relates to the religion and the faith that you had grown up in and the principles that you wouldn't compromise on for anything. Now, take your time with these questions. This isn't about finding perfect answers, but rather about uncovering the layers of your unique makeup, your strengths, your passions, and values are the compass points that will help you navigate through the fog of uncertainty by aligning your actions with these core aspects of your identity. You'll find that motivation becomes less about external validation and more about internal fulfillment. Now, we all have different behavior patterns. Some are our strengths, some are our weaknesses. Now, I, for many years, have used the desk. And how that works and what that means is this: you've got the dominant personality that looks at how they control the whole environment. You've got the interpersonal skills, which can be very high, which means it's easy for you to talk to strangers and interact with people. Then you've got the steadiness personality, and this person literally reads the manual of the company they work for, and they literally follow it by the book. That's an introvert. Also, they're the peacemaker in the family. They don't like to see arguments and they're not going to create waves. And then you have the C or the conscientiousness personality. And this is something where someone questions everything before they make a decision. And we all have all of these within us, and we can bring them forth, but some are our strengths and some of our weaknesses, and understanding that and understanding how to adapt the way you communicate really can help you improve your communication skills and how you interact with people. Setting micro goals. Another powerful tool is your self motivation arsenal is the setting of small, achievable goals. These micro goals act as stepping stones, creating momentum and fostering a sense of progress, even when the end destination seems far away. They are quick wins that can boost your confidence and remind you that you are moving forward, no matter how small the step may seem. If you're looking for transition into a new career, a micro goal could be to spend 30 minutes each day researching potential job opportunities or enhancing a particular skill. If you're an aspiring writer feeling stuck, Set a goal to write 200 words daily. These tasks are small enough to be manageable, but significant enough to contribute to your larger aspirations. I encourage you to define your own micro goals and think about what small actions you can take today that will help you feel a sense of accomplishment. Write them down and commit to taking these steps. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and each step that you take is a victory in its own right. You know, when you're starting a career or you're starting to get the education for a career, it can seem so long and so daunting a road. And if you take it and break it down into daily activities, weekly activities, monthly activities, yearly activities, then before you know it, it's not so hard. And the idea is when you break it down into smaller chunks, you're feeling success along the way, and that boosts your self esteem. Cultivating a growth mindset, an essential element in surmounting feelings of stagnation, is to embrace a growth mindset. Is the beliefs that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. It's a powerful perspective that encourages us to see challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities for personal growth and learning. To develop a growth mindset and build resilience, start by reframing your thoughts. Instead of saying, I can't do this, try, I can't do this yet. This simple shift is in language can open up a world of possibilities and signal to your brain that there is potential for change. Another tip is to practice gratitude by acknowledging and appreciating what you have accomplished. You can create a positive feedback loop that reinforces your ability to overcome hurdles. Seek out new experiences. Stepping out of your comfort zone can be daunting, but it's also where your growth happens, whether it's learning a new skill, volunteering for a project outside your usual scope, or simply changing up your routine. These experiences can invigorate your spirit and provide a, a fresh perspective. So, finding inspiration and support, and the best thing that you can do that can help you with this is to look for ways that you can interact with people who are your mentors. In times when you feel lost, seeking inspiration can be a beacon of hope. One way to find inspiration is by engaging with uplifting content. This could be listening to a motivational speaker, reading books that spark your imagination, or speakers watching films that stir your soul. Surrounding yourself with positive messages can reignite your inner drive and help you see the world through tons of possibilities. Another possible source of inspiration is connecting with mentors. These are individuals who have walked the path before you and can offer guidance, support, and fresh perspective. They can help you navigate through the fog of uncertainty and reminds you that every journey has its ups and downs. The importance of building a supportive community cannot be overstated. A community provides a sense of belonging and an environment where you can share your struggles and triumphs. To leverage this for motivation, actively participate in groups align with your interests and goals, whether it's a professional network, a hobby club, or an online forum. These connections can offer encouragement and accountability. Now, here are some actionable steps to move you forward. As we reach the end of our journey today, it reflects on the key takeaways for reigniting the flame of self motivation when you feel lost. Remember, it's natural to feel directionless and at times, but these moments are opportunities for growth and self discovery. Remember this, we are always learning new things about ourselves. And until you get to that point where you're willing and open to embracing new things, then the first thing you need to do is embrace self awareness because you need to understand your unique strengths, passions, and values through introspection. This understanding is the compass that will guide you back to your path. Set small, achievable goals. These micro goals will help you build momentum and give you a sense of progress, no matter how small. Cultivate a growth mindset. View challenges as opportunities to learn and develop resilience. This mindset will empower you to overcome obstacles and continue moving forward. Seek inspiration and build a supportive community. Engage with content that uplifts you. Connect with mentors and immerse yourself in a community that encourages your growth. I encourage you to take concrete steps toward self motivation. Start with identifying one micro goal that you can achieve today. Reach out to someone who inspires you. Take a moment to reflect on your strengths and how you can use them to navigate through the period of uncertainty. I want to leave you with this thought. Within you lies an inexhaustible well of potential and resilience. You have the power to find your way, to turn the unknown into a canvas of possibilities. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take that step today and trust that you have everything you need to create the path that leads you to fulfillment and joy. I want to thank you for joining me on the exploration of self motivation. May you find your beacon of in the fog and let it guide you to your true north. When you feel lost, it's not the end of the journey, but a signpost of growth. Use this time to reflect, reassess, and realign with your inner compass. You have the strength and the tools to motivate yourself and emerge with a clearer vision for your path ahead. remember this with this final step. This is what I want to say. You have the power to control your life. And when you control your life, then you are giving yourself permission to succeed.